Holly, thanks very much for your time.
No worries, it's good to have you here.
More importantly, the stable's ticking over quite nicely.
Yeah, I've had a really good few months, I guess, with how the horses are going, and a few special ones that have kind of been little projects getting up and making their mark.
Project is a key word for you. One of those projects is Kisses from Kelly.
Kisses from Kelly gets the head in front, and Kisses from Kelly gets there.
When he was born, he was actually born dead, and then the vet at Oakland Park there, Kelly, she resuscitated him, which is a miracle in itself.
Absolutely, and that obviously lends its name, Kisses from Kelly.
Yeah, so Nick, the owner, promised her that if he ever made it to the races, which there was a big question mark with a horse with a background like that he would name him after her. He arrived to my stable as a young horse that had been through a few educators and breakers, and the last one being Jesse Byrne. And he said, this horse will look at you like he's never seen a human before, but just spend a bit of time with him and he'll become your mate. So that's what I did. I would sit in the yard and do my bookwork or read and stuff the first week he rocked up, and since then we've become mates, and I was never really meant to train him, but from there he ended up in my care.
Kisses from Kelly, Jared Noske for Holly Taylor.
Does it make the win even more special?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every win is special, especially when you're a small trainer who've only got a few horses, but he was very special because he kind of defied the odds a little bit, and I knew he had an ability, but I didn't know if he was ever going to show it to anyone, and he had grown men crying, so it was pretty special for everyone.
This is from Kelly. What a incredible story. Very well deserved for everybody involved.
These horses seem to be, they seem to gravitate to you, Holly. Is it by design? Because if you go through your record, not only Kisses from Kelly, Fearless Danish, Pepper Assault, they're just two horses that shouldn't have made it to the racetrack. And you've turned their form around and they've been successful since.
I have a very small stable and I'm pretty involved with every aspect of it, with the riding, the galloping, the day-to-day looking after everyone. I love a bit of rehab. I love kind of getting into the ins and outs of them and making sure that they get every single thing that they need every single day.
Sounds like you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, definitely.
The challenges is something that you're thriving on in relation to your professional life, but your personal life, you met a big challenge and you're still going through that challenge.
Almost 12 months ago to the day, to be honest, I ended up in hospital because I lost all my vision in my left eye. I was still working and kind of just ignoring it, and my GP was like, you have to go to emergency. And through that, when I was in emergency, they ended up doing MRIs and found that I had lesions on my brain. And they kind of pre-diagnosed me with MS, and I ended up in the neuro ward for 5 days on a drip and stuff, trying to get my vision back. And so it was a bit of a big process, and they did a lot of testing and stuff while I was in hospital. And then over the next month, I was confirmed that I had MS and kind of began treatment shortly after that.
Is it a disease that's with you? Is it a life-term disease? Can you manage it?
Well, it's an unknown. So once you're diagnosed, there is no cure, so you're diagnosed for life. The treatment these days is pretty good at stopping further kind of damage happening to your spinal cord and your brain. They can't predict how you're going to be. So you don't know if 5 years' time that you're going to be walking with a cane or, having issues with speech and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big unknown.
How did you find that initial diagnosis? I mean, you wouldn't have been expecting it. You just had problems with your vision. How did you process and take it all in?
I was pretty shocked because I'd had a lot of health problems over the last few years, but I just thought I was tired, and I thought my body was kind of just doing weird things because I was, working too hard and stuff like that. I mean, some of them were very strange things that I guess I probably should have looked into more, but horse trainers are horse trainers and we ignore things. But yeah, I was shocked and I was really upset, scared.
Yeah. how difficult is it having MS and working in an environment that is so physical as being a horse trainer?
It's probably the hardest industry to work in, I'd say, in regards to having a neurological condition like MS, which affects you physically and is spurred on by stress. As anyone knows, racing is very stressful, dealing with people and just horses and all those kind of things, but as well as those physical things, but they are kind of flared up by stressful situations. Every day is different. You don't have the same thing every day. You have really good days. I had a couple of months this year where I was really good and I don't think I had any symptoms at all. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I feel great. I could take on the world. And then the last few months have been a bit harder. Sleep problems are a massive issue. You don't sleep at all. You get kind of weird sensations and stuff in certain parts of your body. Like, you know, I used to not be able to feel my legs sometimes, and sometimes my left leg would have like a lag, and then just pain and like those kind of things makes it hard.
Did you ever think about giving it away?
Yeah, but I kind of thought I was kind of managing before I knew. Like, it was hard and it was getting increasingly hard, but I was managing and I thought, well, nothing's changed, I just know now. So, you know, I'm going to keep doing it.
It's almost like you're putting your own health aside to look after these horses. How do you do it?
I do find, in a strange way, therapeutic. And I think it's helped me in how I've managed it, because when I was riding, I never noticed any symptoms ever. You know, like I could be really, really symptomatic and have like really bad vertigo or dizzy spells, or, you know, but I never felt it riding. And so for me, that was like, okay, well, you can train yourself. If you do something enough, you can train yourself and you don't notice it. So that's how I kind of handled it, that it was a good lesson. And
the doctors, what was their advice?
I've actually got a really cruisy neurologist, much to my mum's disgust. And, you know, I told him what I did for a living and he was like, yeah, once you're on the treatment, he's like, if you feel okay, you can do that. And I told him that I wanted to go to the Himalayas and climb a mountain. And he was like, yep, if you feel good, you can do that. So.
But you wouldn't have done that, would you? You did?
Yeah.
You climbed the Himalayas?
Yeah, I went to Nepal in April, May and summited a 6,000 metre peak.
You're kidding.
No.
Do you like pain? Is that what you
I
like?
had the nicest time. It's something that I really loved. And I've been to, you know, Nepal a few times climbing, and I've done Kilimanjaro and Kokoda and, you know, done a lot of big climbs and hikes and stuff around the world. And it was actually a kick up the arse to not wait till I'm retired to go and do the next one and to do it now.
Did it almost say to yourself that, you know, I can beat this disease, I can fight through it, it hasn't beaten me, I'm still physically able to do things that I want to do?
Oh, definitely. And I felt so good up, like when I was climbing. You know, I didn't have a bad day, didn't get affected by altitude, had no issues really whatsoever. The weather was really terrible, and there was 7 people attempted the summit the same night that I did of the mountain that I climbed, and me and only another bloke made it. So I felt strong.
You love marathon running as well. Has that been curtailed since the diagnosis?
I'm back running again. I would run every day, pretty much, apart from when I have my treatment. Usually the next day I'm too sick to do anything. But I won a 40K endurance hike in June. I was the first woman over the line. And then I've had a few races since, trail running and stuff, and not quite back up to ultra running, but soon.
You must be pretty determined.
Yeah, my Sherpa Hori over in Nepal, he was like, "You're very stubborn," and I am, and I know that's how I am. And when I set my mind to something, I can always achieve it. And I think, you know, staying fit and strong is probably half the battle. I'm lucky that I remained fit and strong throughout the whole kind of, diagnosis and whatnot. And the first thing I did when I got out of hospital was get a PT and start working on the left side of my body, which is quite a lot weaker. And I gained so much balance back, couldn't stand on one leg, and now I can, go and do yoga again. So
You must be you mentally must be very, very strong. Physically, obviously, to do what you do, but mentally you must be very, very strong.
yeah, I have my days, probably complain a lot, but I'd never not do something and it's not because anyone pushes me to do it, it's because I want to do it.
Is that why you probably do the things that you do, because you want to live in the moment?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Are you worried about the future?
Yeah. Definitely.
Horses are a big help for you?
Sorry?
It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of fear.
Yeah. Need to train some more winners, don't you? That'll help. That'll put a smile on your face.
No, that's it. I love training winners. So, training winners, running marathons, climbing mountains.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it'd be nice for anyone maybe, looking at a diagnosis of MS or that is your future. It would have been nice to see someone that's active and okay.
If horses mirror their trainers, and these horses that you look after, they're very tough, they're determined, they're steely, then that's the epitome of Holly Taylor.
Yeah, I hope so. There's a horseman called Buck, and one of his quotes is that the horse is a reflection of your soul.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you like what you see.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.